Welcome to Hey Therapist. I'm your host, Leslie Ross. With me is my producer, Jay Wesley Lindley. Let's get mental. Hey everyone, welcome back to Hey Therapist.
Hey guys, I got all comfy in the chair.
I'm always comfy in the chair.
Well, I got real comfy all of a sudden.
I don't know how to sit like a normal person. I can't sit with 2
So
feet
my
on the
grandpa,
floor.
oh my gosh, I was talking about this. It reminds me, my mom's dad always had the most classy way he sits, but he always sat, and I've figured out since I've gotten thinner in my life, I sit like him, but he always sat like this all the time. And I sit like this. I know y'all have seen it on here. I sit like this frequently, but it is uncomfortable sometimes.
Sure.
And so anyways, that's why. But that just reminded me of my grandpa, because my grandpa, if my grandpa saw me sitting like this, he'd be like, "Put your legs down, son." So we're going to talk about some dating things.
Dating things.
We know you guys love to hear us talk about our dating lives. So,
But it applies to a lot of people. A lot of people are out there dating, struggling, doing the things, having good times, having not so good times.
yeah. So I have been on a dating, how do you say that? Hiatus for a minute. I was on Raya, was on Facebook dating and all those things, and I deleted everything for a few months. I didn't have anything. And it wasn't over me being upset about anything. I just really just didn't care, to be quite honest with you, which is kind of a good place to be, guys. It's usually going to happen for you when you're like that. You know what I mean? There were people asking me on dates, and I was just like, I'm just not in a place right now. A lot of that came from just being so involved with business, and everyone knows I talk about that a lot on here. I'm busy all the freaking time. I've been choosing my career lately more than anything, and which is not the healthiest thing in the world. Don't take my advice on that. You need to have a healthy balance, and I have not had a healthy balance. So I'm working on that as much as I possibly can. But I recently got on Tinder. Tinder's not the best. I'll be honest with y'all. It's really not, but Tinder has been the better of dating sites for me personally, because people tend to have more dialogue and conversation and things on Tinder than anywhere. Raya was the worst. I'm telling you right now, if I could give them a review, it would be in the negatives. It was the worst, most exclusive dating site I've ever been on in my entire life. And even JC was telling me recently, she was listening to another podcast, and it's a celebrity podcast actually. And the celebrities were even talking and bashing Raya and talking about how they felt that everyone on there was just looking for a job. And I was like, that is exactly how it felt for me.
Yeah.
It felt like that everyone on there was a model. They were an actor. They were literally plastic surgeons. Their profile pictures all looked like AI, which you can't upload any of that because they won't even approve you. But that's how
But you can do a highly filtered,
the photos
professional.
were insane. And I did have some decent conversations with a few people on there, but no one was serious. No one wanted to ever meet. I felt like I was a pen pal with all these people.
Ugh. No, thank you.
And it just was so
I got enough friends.
So not worth my time. I'm dating right now. If I'm going to date, it's with intention.
Of course.
I'm not just out here just trying to willy-nilly and just, I don't have time for that bullshit. I just don't. Match with a few people on Tinder. Oh my God. I'm why are you even on this? My Lord. And I've been off and on Tinder for probably the last, I'm not even going to say how many years, but it's been long enough to know that I've recycled some of the same people that I keep matching with. And it's hilarious because I'm maybe this time they're going to be better. So I did match with someone that I thought was going to be a great potential. Our conversation was really great, but it just bombed out in the last week. And I'm just whatever, I don't give a shit at this point. It is what it is. Learn from that and move on. But there was a guy that I was actually supposed to be on a date with this evening.
Okay.
And conversation's been really good. It's not been, there's not been anything needy. He's probably the most open and forthcoming person that I've chatted with in a long time. And of course, I'm not went into this with some kind of feeling of, oh, I'm going to find love with this person. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, I've just learned, like, get to know someone.
Let's just see if we like each other.
Let's just see if I like you. And we have not met yet. So we're supposed to be meeting this evening in Dallas for a dinner date. And as we were sitting here recording one of our first sessions, he texted me.
Okay.
And I checked my phone during break, and he sent me a message that was probably the most adult message that I've received in so long, that I'm not angry about it. I actually respect him more. I think I should read it just to give people an example of how to actually be in dating.
Let's get some healthy communication here.
Yeah. It's really great. And kudos to this man. And I've not responded back to him because we have been recording, and I'm going to respond back because I appreciate this level of communication. He says, "Good morning, Riley. I wanted to share something with you if that's okay this morning. Someone from my past reached out to me yesterday, and we have definitely talked a lot. It has messed with my emotions, and it's made me reconsider trying again with him. Since the beginning, I've been very honest with you because this is who I am. I would never want to deceive anyone since I know how it hurts when it's happened to me in the past. You have showed yourself as an amazing guy so far, and I cannot play with your feelings since I just realized I'm not emotionally available after this. So I really want to rain check our date today if that's possible. You deserve to be more than someone's doubt at this moment."
Aww.
Yep. Is that not like,
Listen,
when I tell y'all right now, take note of that. That right there, I'm not going to be angry with him. Like, why would you be angry with someone being so open about them being confused right now about someone from their past that they liked? I know that I've not done anything wrong. I know that we both find each other attractive. Like, it has nothing to do with that. But I respect someone that he's not wanting to lead me on.
Right. To see what might happen with this other guy while getting to, like, no, that's great.
I love that. Yeah. I respect that so much. So obviously I'm going to respond to him. And after we get through recording this session, that's the way that dating should be.
I agree.
And that's the way for you to respond if you are not feeling it or if you have a doubt. And that last sentence is the most powerful of all.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet.
I mean, that's sweet. It's kind. It's just raw honesty. That's the type of dating that I want versus someone that's an avoidant.
Yes.
I know that one of the things that he asked me first off when we first started talking was, are you an avoidant? Are you a secure?
It's like your attachment style.
Attachment style. Yes, I was trying to think of the name. So he was like, I'm going to be very honest with you. My attachment style is anxious. I have an anxious attachment style. So I said, I've never taken that test. So I paid for a test online and went through the entire test. And surprisingly, I have a secure attachment style. It surprised myself because I figured I was going to have an anxious attachment style. But honestly, I think because I have worked so hard on myself that I finally, I know from my past, I definitely was an anxious attachment. Moving forward, I am secure. I am secure in what I want and the way I move and the way that I communicate and have healthy boundaries for myself and healthy boundaries for anyone that I'm talking to and things like that. But I love that he brought that up because that's one of the things that I think is so attractive in someone is someone that's willing to also admit those things and openly say in the beginning, hey, do you know your attachment style? Like, I want to get to know you. What is your love language? Like, what are those things? Like, because he told me, he said, I'm dating with intent. If it doesn't go anywhere and we just become friends, that's great. But this is where I'm at. This is what I'm looking for.
That's awesome.
So I can respect him for that. He's a cute and very sweet man, and I wish him the best. If we don't communicate again, I hope that he does well with this man. I hope that this man is perfect for him. So.
And I think that's what's so important is just being honest and open. And here's the other thing. When someone sends you a message like that, or just saying, hey, you know what? Because I have sent messages to men that I've gone on 2 or 3 dates with. And then I'm like, it's just not, because I don't, like, the first date is always weird, right? That first date is always so awkward.
Yeah.
And you're trying to feel each other and you're like, well, when it's a no. Like, you do know when it's a no for sure. But when they're like, yeah, I think maybe it was just first date jitters, or maybe they were
Yeah.
just nervous, or maybe I was just nervous, like whatever it was. Like, let's go out again. And so you may go out a couple more times, whatever. And because you do like the person, you're
Yeah.
just not sure if they're your person. I've done that. And then I send a message because I try to be open and honest with people, unless you're an asshole to me, and then you can fuck off and I'm not going to ever respond to you. Just, I'm going to have a block party and you will never talk to me again.
Exactly same.
When I or someone sends you the message that says, hey, you know what? You're great. I really do think you're great, but you're not my person. Like, I'm not feeling it like I should be at this point. Because in 2 or 3 dates, you should know if this is someone you want to know better. You should know if this is someone that you want to be in a relationship with. Like, I'm not saying you should know if you want to marry them, but you know if you want to have this person around long term. So I send the message, hey, you know what? It's just not... I'm not feeling it like I want to be, like you deserve for me to be if you want a relationship. So, you know, I appreciate your time and I had a really good time, but this isn't going to go anywhere. I don't want to see you again in that capacity, whatever. And I never say, let's be friends, because I don't want more friends. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to be friends with you.
Yeah.
Why are we being friends? We were not friends before. We are not friends now.
Yeah.
If we were friends long term and then we try to date and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not it. Let's go back to being friends. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to stay. I don't need to be your friend. Like, y'all may think that's rude. I don't care. But I don't want to be your friend.
Yeah.
I have enough friends. But when you send me a response back that's like, but no, but I really like you, but I want to be with you, but we can work, but I can no, just accept the reality of it. Because why would you argue with someone who is saying, I don't want to be with you? Like, that's the part I've never understood.
Yeah.
And I've been that person, but it's usually been in relationships.
Yeah.
When they end and I'm like, but wait, what? We can fix this. Let's work on it, whatever it is. But then now I look back at that and I'm like, they were telling me they didn't want me. Why am I fighting so hard for someone that's telling me they don't want me?
It's called reading between the lines. Like, when you're able to read between the lines and like actually see what that person's telling you, and without them telling you. Like, when they're actually telling you and they're telling you, I cannot be with you. And what kind of worth are you trying to prove? Like, you have nothing to prove to them at this point, and you need to accept the loss and move on.
Yep.
Just accept it and just say, thank you for being honest, and move on. And please don't respond in a passive aggressive way.
Right.
Like, that's the worst. That also just shows who you are. And if you have a passive aggressive type of behavior in that, then you're not ready to even be in a relationship.
No.
So,
and you're just making them prove their own point. Like,
exactly.
Of course I don't want, like, why would I want to be with this?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just listen to what people are saying and notice what they're doing. And you can be respectful. Like, that's a great, and here's the thing. He could be lying.
He could
be making this shit up.
And I don't care.
I wouldn't care either.
I do not care. I appreciate the response.
That's
and I'm going to leave it at that. The thing is I'm going to take it as it is.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to take his word, because he's proven me up until this point that he is honest. I'm not going to question that. Like, I'm not going to question anything from here on out. And I truly wish him the best. And I love that response, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I hope he doesn't think, because my red receipts are on. So I will definitely respond to that, because it would be very rude of me not to respond.
Yes.
But I'm definitely going to respond and tell him, thank you for being honest. Like, thank you. And I appreciate that level of vulnerability, because that is a very vulnerable thing to do, and a very real and raw thing to say to someone that you've been having conversations with. And I don't know, I appreciate it. So I'm not upset about it at all. I want him. I mean, it makes me want him to not want him, but want him to be happy with this person. You know what I mean? That makes me like, I'm like, oh, I love that for you. Like, truly, like, it comes from a very genuine place with me. So dating guys, it's interesting. It's hard. It's interesting. Probably one of the most challenging things I face in my life is dating. Even through business decisions, dating still is the hardest of all. And to be honest with you, it should be. Yeah. I mean, when you talk about putting yourself in a situation of spending your forever with someone, the potential person that you're going to be coming home to, the potential person that you're going to be sharing finances with, the potential person that you're going to be bringing around your friends and your family and your personal space, it needs to be a hard decision.
It should be, yeah.
And like, I think that so many times that we don't view it that way. We view it like that it's supposed to be this easy. No, the person, when you meet them and you align with, should be easy.
Yes.
But the process to get there should be hard.
Yeah, you shouldn't be having roadblocks and hurdles and all of these things in the first couple weeks of dating. Like, that's not it. Like, just move on. I don't care how attracted to them you are, because that's usually the case is you're so attracted to them, you're letting a lot of things slide, or you're letting it, be an argument just because the sex is good. Okay, yeah, but you have to talk to them at some point. And if every time you talk to them, you get annoyed, that's not your person.
Yeah.
You don't want that relationship. And so it should be easy to a point while you're getting to know someone in the dating stages, in the early stage, before life intervenes. And if it gets hard because life intervenes, then it still should be easy for you to navigate the relationship if you really want it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're invested, if you want this person, if you're engaged with this person, and they have life things going on. So listen, I'm going to be super busy at work and I can't talk to you all day, but I'll talk to you later. It's all about that communication like we talked about. And it's about being respectful, and it's about being yourself too. One of the other things that comes up all the time, and it's happened to me and it happens to my friends all the time dating, is when someone presents themselves to be something they are not.
Yes.
Like, don't act like you're going to be, because for me, I want a super clingy man. Like, I want you to be all about me.
Yeah.
All Leslie all the time. Like, and I know you got a life and I know you got other things, but I want you to make me feel that way.
Yeah.
One of my good friends, she hates that shit. Like, she wants someone who's just like a good morning text. They'll talk after work, a good night text. Like, she's satisfied.
Yeah.
That makes her fulfilled. I'm not that person, but she is. But in the beginning, you should be kind of on your best behavior, but it should be your behavior.
Yeah.
Don't do the love bombing and I'm going to talk to you all the time. And of course, conversations die down because you're not getting to know someone. Once you kind of get over those initial tell me about yourself stages, then you're just talking about daily life. And sometimes you may not have a lot to talk about, but you're still talking. You're still, you can bring up a story that you may not have heard. You can tell these things, but don't be all about someone because that's what they said they wanted. Like, I like someone to talk all the time. I want to talk. Oh yeah, I do that too. And you do that for 3 or 4 days or a week, and then you stop talking. And then they're like, well, what's going on? Well, nothing.
Yeah. The dynamics change. Yeah.
Like, if there's a shift in energy, I'm going to call you on it. Most people are. And then you're going to try to gaslight me.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, well, no, it's just this or that. No, this is just who you are. Be who you are, because someone out there, your person, is going to like whatever traits you have.
Exactly.
If they're annoying to someone else is going to find them endearing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy to not be yourself. And if you're not confident being yourself, then you shouldn't be out there looking for your forever. You can be out there dating, learning about yourself, but that's what you tell people.
Yeah.
Is I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't, I would like to have a long-term relationship. I'm still trying to figure out what that means and what I want and all of those things. Just being open and honest and vulnerable, even in the dating stage, is so important.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back to that, don't make someone fall for you if you're not ready to fall yourself. We all are very capable of manipulation in a relationship. And that is part of humanity. We all know how to manipulate situations for our benefit.
Right.
I feel so many times that happens, and then those dynamics change because all of a sudden it's like, I'm not really feeling this anymore. So they're gaslighting you, or they're saying, just like you said before, so don't make someone fall for you saying all these things that you know for a fact that you cannot back up. As an example, one of my close friends is in a it is a relationship. They just confirmed that they're boyfriend and girlfriend. And I just love this so much because I'm so happy for my friend. She deserves it more than anyone right now. She's been through some of the worst relationships I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've never seen someone give so much love to people than this person. And truly is a catch. Like, I love her so much. She's been dating this guy, talking to him. And I'm going to tell you, from day one, this man, at first, she came to me because she comes to me for a lot of advice and things.
Of course.
And she's talking to me about it. And she's like, I'm really, from her past, it's made her question if he was love bombing. And she goes, Riley, do you think this is love bombing? Do you know, like, and I would say to her, is his actions lining up with his words or is it just words? And she goes, no, like everything's following through. Everything's following through. And I'm like, then just write it out. Right now, he's not proven anything other. So just write it out. I don't think he's love bombing you. I'm just telling you right now, you're going to know.
Yeah.
Because
time will tell.
Time will tell. And people can say a lot, but it's like those actions, you know what I mean? They start lining up and you'll be able to tell really quick if someone is love bombing you. And you can feel it. I think for her, she wasn't, I think just because it was a trauma response from her past. I'm just telling y'all right now, like, absolutely. I was gathering this and one day she came to me and she was even talking to me about something. And I said, I need you to stop talking. And she, like everyone around, because they heard the conversation because she brought it up in front of some other people. And I heard some giggles across the room. And she goes, yeah, you're right. I said, you were reacting over a trauma response. You need to get out of your head and shut the fuck up. End of story. And I just walked off. She came up to me and she goes, you're right. You're right. That's exactly. She said, he's not proven anything else. So she got in her head about some situations and she's like, I don't know, like this is happening. And I was like, I'm telling you right now, his actions are lining up. Right. This man is a good man. I'm telling you right now, he's a good man. She texted me a couple of days ago and she said he asked me to be his girlfriend officially and told me the reason why that he admitted to her, I know you've been feeling that something was off and it's because I was getting ready to ask you and confirm this with you and I didn't want it to be obvious and he was like, but I know the story is because she sent me a picture. It was this note and this watch sitting there with this time stamped. And the watch was set to like 5 or 10 after 10 or something like that. Because this is the sweetest thing ever, is usually what you do, what I would have done. And I'm just assuming this is what's happened. She's not confirmed this fully with me. But this is what I would have done to be romantic, is I would have handed a watch to my person I was asking with a note and said, this is the timestamp of when I asked you to be mine. You know, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm filling in the gaps there until I get the full story. But she sent me and she goes, Riley, oh my God, he finally asked me. And I said, I'm happy for you. They're leaving for a trip the next morning. Oh my goodness. For a long weekend trip. And they've been on a few trips already together, but they're like official now. And I think it's going to be the best weekend of her life. And I'm so happy for her. And he truly was feeling all of those actions right with all those words, because a lot of the words, I mean, I'm telling you, he even did stuff for us at work. He sent all of us even lunch one day and he goes, I know all of you guys are at work a long time. I know you respect these people. I'm going to buy you guys lunch. And like bought us like $150 worth of Chick-fil-A. I mean, it was like, wow, we call him Nugget Daddy now because we think it's hilarious. But I mean, he is now our Nugget Daddy. I've not got to meet him, but I'm looking forward to meeting him. And he's looking forward to meeting me because he knows that her and I have a very strong bond. We've been friends for like 8+ years now. And he knows that I'm going to be a part of her life as much as he's going to be a part of mine. You know what I mean? If they're going to be together. Yeah. So anyways, it's just, I love to see that. I love to see this type of relationship form where that it's just full blown actions lining up. And I think that you can even attest to that with some things that you are going through with your dating as well, is actions are lining up with words, and it feels good for some of us that have been through so much, where we've dated people that were just absolute losers that said a whole lot and manipulated the narrative. Then the actions were often on this side of the field and the words were over here and nothing even came together. So it's so lovely to see that with my friends and watch that and know that even though right now I'm still single and I never imagined myself being single at this age. Like I just didn't. Like I literally thought I'd be married at 35 and I'm now 38, still single. I'm not dated in years now, but it's still so beautiful to watch that from the outside and watch you guys be in these relationships where you're with these good partners that their actions are lining up.
And I think that's the important part is I also tend to get in my head and I have a narrative that is not necessarily true. So I try to,
you do get in your head.
I get in my head.
You do.
Everyone knows I get in my head. And it's about having that partner that can communicate that. Like when I know I'm being a lot, like, listen, I know that I am I just need some reassurance.
Yeah.
And I get you're fine. Like, it's fine. Everything is fine. Like, we're good. I'm not mad at you. I'm not, nothing's going on. This is going on. That's why you had, like, whatever it is. But I think it's important to, like, for me, one of the things that I've learned over the years of dating is I'm going to take it for what it is. And when it's not good anymore, it's just not good anymore. A lot of times we get in our own head about future thinking. Well, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen with this? And where am I going to be with it? You should be able to look at the person you're with and be like, yes, I can see a future with them. I don't know what that looks like, but I could see a future with them. Like if you're dating with intent, but you don't have to figure all of that out right then. You don't have to know the answers. You don't have to, well, what about this? Well, this isn't ever going to work because this, that, or the other. Like, you don't know that. You don't know what's going to happen in the next 6 months, years, 6 years, whatever it is. Like, don't sabotage yourself because of the negative what ifs, because we tend to what if ourselves to negative to death.
Yeah.
Well, we can what if on the other side. What if it works out? What if this person really is who they say they are? What if this person really is who they're showing me to be? And I am sabotaging it because I have this history, because I'm looking for these flaws because I didn't see them before or whatever it is, So one of the things that I tell myself and I tell everybody else that's dating and that's out there and clients and everybody is enjoy it for what it is. A lot of people miss that part. Dating is so hard. And okay, yes, but enjoy it. You're either going to have a good date or a good story. A lot of us are sick of racking up stories. Like,
oh, God.
So sick of racking up stories. Yeah. But I would rather put myself out there knowing that I'm looking for a partner, knowing that I'm looking for something long term, than be like, well, it hadn't worked out. It's not going to. And get that mindset. Oh, I'm going to go on another date and it's going to not work out or it's not going to go anywhere, whatever. Well, you're setting yourself up for failure because what you put out into the universe, what you think, your thoughts or your behaviors are your reality. And if you're always looking for the negative, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. Yeah. Like, don't put blinders on by any means.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the good.
Yeah.
And if they didn't do everything you thought they should, what didn't they do and how important is that?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't come around and open my car door. Okay. If you expect that, if you said, hey, I'd really like it if you open my car door, what would his reaction be? Oh, I don't know. He'd probably be okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay, then, he's just not someone that's used to that. Or maybe he had someone that's like, I can get my own door. He's like, oh, fuck it, I ain't getting nobody else's door.
Yeah.
We all carry our baggage and we have these things that have happened in our past which shape our behaviors on every date, on every conversation, on all of those things. But we have to be real careful to not let it rule our behaviors, to not let it be in charge of the situation, and to really be able to sit in a moment, to sit in a feeling and be like, okay, this actually feels very good.
Yeah. Do you feel like sometimes people are too quick to find the red flag?
Absolutely.
And they're just looking for it before that person even has a chance to even show who they are?
Yes, I do. And I think it comes from people's past, and it comes from horror stories, and it comes from all of these other things. But I do think a lot of times when people are going on dates, the other person, the person they're meeting, is set up for failure already.
I agree.
Because maybe you had a conversation that was a little off and you're like, oh, I didn't like that. And then you meet him and you're thinking about this one minute conversation that you had that seemed a little off, that you didn't ask him about, that you didn't have a conversation about, that you didn't investigate, that you're just taking for fact.
Yeah.
And so they're set up for failure because, oh, it's just going to be another bad date because they didn't talk to me about this, or they didn't ask me where I wanted to go. What, did you want to plan the date, or did you want them to plan a date? Again, conversations that should be had at a certain point. Like, well, let's go out. Okay, who's planning it?
Yeah.
I want to plan the date for us. Okay, I will let you. But then don't get mad because they didn't clear it with you. I don't know. I think people are set up for failure. I think if you're not in the mindset of, I'm going in this hopeful and open.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we're not going in with blinders on. We're not just going to accept any behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going into it with an open mind, saying, I don't know this person. I've talked to them on the phone a little bit, because most of the time that's how we're meeting, right? We're meeting on an app. We're talking on the phone for a little bit, a week, maybe 2, and then meeting up, which you should be meeting up within like a couple weeks, unless you just live way, way, way far apart. for some reason, get face to face with that person.
Yeah.
Because you can have the best conversations and not actually have chemistry. You can have so you need the tingles. You need to know that that person can have a conversation in person. Maybe you're just texting and you get in person and they can't talk in person.
Yeah.
Like, and if that's something that's important to you, then okay. But you have to go in with an open mind, because I do think a lot of times people are set up for failure. They are set up to be disappointed. No, it's going to be disappointing. Then it's going to be disappointing.
Yeah.
You're not in the moment. You're not present. You're not being mindful of the other person and what they may have gone through and what their expectations are, which again are all conversations you should be having before you meet. Like, don't waste someone's time, you know, either love me or leave me alone. Like, at that point, like, let's either move forward or let's just be done. And you don't have to fall in love with me on the first date. I mean, you probably will, but it's whatever. No, but I mean, it's, you know, you should have that. This could be something feeling on the first date. Yeah. You don't have to be sure about them. And there may be things that you're like, oh, I don't know about that you, instead of going, oh, well, I'm done. And if it's a deal breaker, then sure. I mean, 1,000%, you can be done after the first date. But if you're just like, they said this and that struck me wrong. Okay, ask them about it. If it's not a automatic deal breaker, you can have a conversation and say, hey, you know, when we were on our date or when we were talking, you said this. Can you explain to me what that means for you? Can you explain to me what that looks like for you? Because they may say something like, well, I don't think people should get married before this, that, the other. That doesn't mean that they don't want a serious relationship. That doesn't mean that they don't want to move forward with someone. That doesn't mean that they're not in it for a commitment. They just may have this belief that marriage shouldn't come until 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever it is, which, by the way, most of those things change real quickly when you meet the person that you
well, everything can change when you find the person that you are supposed to be with, right, and that your soul aligns with. A lot can change for you.
And maybe they do have a hard fast. Listen, 2 years, I'm sorry, but that doesn't mean that you won't have a committed relationship. You may be living together. You may already be sharing a space. You may move forward in the relationship, and then at a 2-year mark, you know, you're getting married. Yeah. Okay. If you're not okay with that, then you're not okay with that.
Yeah. And who cares if they don't even want to get married and you decide that maybe it just is a good partnership for the rest of your life. Absolutely. I mean, like, okay, that's fine too. What works, find someone what works for both of you. I think that when we remove a lot of the society driven factors, and we just focus on, okay, like, this is what actually works for us, that's when healthy relationships begin to blossom.
Absolutely. And I've been in multiple long distance relationships. Yeah. Same. Currently, long distance. And it's hard.
Oh, Lord, it's terrible.
It's real hard. You know, and you may have great days up to it, and then you have a day where someone doesn't talk very much, or you don't hear from them, and the energy's off, and the mood is off, and it may be you, it may be the other person, whatever. And then everyone's like, well, and it's okay to say, are we having an off day? There's times now where I'm like, are we okay? Is everything good? And it's like, yeah, I'm just struggling at work, or I've got a lot on my mind, or whatever it is. Okay, you want to talk about it? Not really, not right now. Okay, cool. Yeah. Like, that's all I needed to know. But the energy is off. I could tell there's a shift. Is this a permanent shift? Did something happen? Is it me? Did I do something that I don't even know I did? Yeah. Because it's possible. I mean, it said something that pissed you off. You didn't say anything about it. Yeah. You're just going to be quiet now. I don't like quiet. I want communicative. Then you can be quiet. Like, tell me why you're being quiet. Long distance adds an extra layer where you have to communicate. You have to know what each other wants and what the focus is. And if it's like, yeah, I'm going to go do this all day, you may not hear from me much when you talk all the time, all the other days. Okay, but you know now that it's not that they're ignoring you. They haven't. You just have to have those conversations. And that's whether you're close or not. I mean, that applies in long distance or not. But long distance adds that extra layer. And I think sometimes people are afraid to have hard conversations in long distance relationships because they can just disappear. They can just stop talking to you. They can do all these things where you can't just go over and knock on the door and be like, no, we talking. Yeah. Right now we having this conversation. Yeah. Or, okay, tomorrow we'll see each other. Like, let's rest on it. Tomorrow we'll hang out and we'll do something. You don't get that in long distance. So it makes it hard when there is an issue. You can't just run over and work it out. You can't go over and hug that person and say you're sorry. You can't do all of those things. So you have to figure out what works for you. And like you were saying, what works for you guys? And it may be weird for other people. You may have people go, well, I couldn't do that. Okay, you don't have to. It's not your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And if you couldn't do that, that's fine. But I can.
Yeah.
And I'm choosing to because this is what I want. And this is working right now. If it stops working, it stops working. But it's about that openness to not just throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like, let's see where it goes. Let's try to make it work. Because if you want to make it work, you can figure out a way. Unless you're just on separate sides of the field. Like if I'm over here and you're over here, maybe someday we would get there. Do I want to wait? No.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
So it's better if you go over there and I'll go over here and we'll just part and be fine. We don't have to be friends. I don't want to be your friend.
Yeah.
I mean, I care about you. If I cared about you once, I'll always care about you.
Yeah.
I mean, I like you. I mean, I want to talk to you, but I probably still care about you in a way. I want you to be happy and healthy. I don't wish ill will on many people. I won't say no one, but on many. But it's okay to just say this isn't working. Yeah. And like we started with your text, that's a great, listen, I'm not going to pitch you. I'm not in a place to be open to you the way I want to be. Yeah. So I'm going to step back for a minute. That's so healthy and so respectful of someone else because you want people to be respectful of you.
Exactly.
You have to give that too.
Exactly.
Even when it's uncomfy.
Why do you think people avoid uncomfortable conversations the most? In everything, even with friendships and relationships and in general, why do you think people do that?
We all want to be liked. We don't want to hurt someone's feelings because we believe a lot of times we were talking off about a conversation you may have to have it with someone. And because I care about this person, I don't want to upset them. Because I care about them, I don't want to make them mad at me. I don't want them to be upset with me. I don't want them to think that they are less than or whatever it is. And so in friendships, I think it's even harder because they've been around a long time. Yeah. And you're like, oh, I don't want to have this conversation. But sometimes they need to hear the hard things. And who better to hear it from than somebody that they know loves them? Yeah. And it may cause a rift. They may be mad at you for a minute, but they're most likely going to be circling back around and be like, you know what? You're right. And in a relationship, it's the same way, especially when the relationship is just really good. And then there's this something and you're like, if I mention it, is it going to ruin the relationship? If I mention it, are they going to hold this over my head? If I mention it, if you're having to think that, then that's not your person anyway. You should be able to mention what bothers you. And they're over there taking notes, even if they think it's asinine, even if that is not the case. Yeah. They're like, you know what? How do we fix it? Yeah. It's not like that. Well, you took that wrong. Okay, I may have, but that's how I took it. So how do we fix it?
I feel like, too, we often confuse hard conversations with conflict, and there's not actually any conflict. Yeah. It's just a hard conversation that we need to resolve. And I've never had a problem having hard conversations. I mean, and I think a lot of that does come from having to own a business. I think that comes from my background of having to take, what do they say? Pull up your bootstraps and go to work. It's made me a little numb to, I don't mind having it sometimes. You know what I mean? Actually, most of the time, I don't mind bringing up a hard conversation. I'm very deep. I get very, very deep. And I think that possibly is the downfall of one of the guys that I was talking to because I'm deep. I bring up things that most people are not willing to bring up and talk about. But also when you've opened the door and you've been deep with me, I feel like that's an open door for me to be deep back. And then I find out and I'm able to read between the lines and realize that you only want to be deep when you want to be deep. But it's not okay for me to be deep. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that for me, it's not any type of conversation. It's not hard for me to bring up. Yeah. But I do think that so many times we as humans confuse conversation with it being hard or with it being conflict. And everyone's like, well, why are you attacking me? I'm not attacking you. I'm just having a conversation with you about this, about what my concern is.
Yeah, I'm not confronting you. I'm not trying to create conflict. I'm not trying to fight. Why are you trying to fight with me? I'm not trying to fight with you. I'm explaining something that bothers me.
It's like concern or conflict.
Yeah.
Those two words. I think that we've never really talked about that.
No. And I think it's important. There's just because you're having communication and you were talking to someone about it, it doesn't have to be conflict. It doesn't have to be confrontational. You don't go in hot.
Your delivery is everything. Like the way that you approach something is everything.
Absolutely. And if you go in hot at someone, yeah, they're going to kick back on their heels and they're going to be like, why are you trying to fight with me? Why are you starting to fight? What are you talking about? They're not even hearing what the louder people speak, the less people hear.
Yes.
They're not even hearing you. They're defensive now.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, you know what, there's something that bothered me. And when this happened, I really felt like you didn't care about me. I felt like you didn't want to know about me. I really felt like whatever it is. But you make it that I statement. I am a firm believer too. If you can, when you are having a communication issue, when you're having to quote unquote confront someone about something that bothered you, you should have a solution for it too. Mm-hmm. Like, listen, this is what I need. Like, this is how it made me feel. This is what I need from you. What do you think about that? And then you sit in the silence and let them answer it, because it is important that you come up with a solution together. It's important that, well, I need you to do this. And they may be like, I can never do that. That's not who I am. And then you can decide, okay, is this a deal breaker or not? But then they may say, but what I can do is this. Yeah. Like, is there anything else that I can do? Because I'm not going to be good at that. I forget these things, or I'm not good at whatever it is. Like, I know me enough to know I'm not ever going to be good at that. Is there any other way that we can fix this? Is there any other thing that I can do for you? Like, can you prompt me when you need these things? Like, there's solutions that can most likely you can come up with together. But if you're just like, no, this is what I need, period. Well, that's not real fair either.
It's not. And just also review it as a reflection of yourself. Like, are you going to be able to provide that same thing when they come to you with a conflict or a boundary or something on their end? Are you going to say, yes, I can change everything about myself to correct that to be everything that you need in that situation? Because so many times we view it as a I, me, instead of what can we do to fix this? And some things are, I mean, obviously, like, that's not with everything. I mean, there's certain things that we know. Just know, like, when you're coming to the table and you're wanting to have a conversation, and let's say it was with someone like this man here that's obviously very emotionally mature from what he's displaying. If there was conflict there, it seemed like, or there was any type of conversation, it seems like it would be a very much like, let's resolve this. Let's come up with a resolution for both of us in the end of this. Not a, well, I'm not able to do that. Well, I'm not either. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you also have to view it in, if the tables were turned, how would I respond to this if I'm going to go to them and say something, which I always say that in all general statements. Like, if I'm going to confront someone about something, would I want to be confronted in the same scenario and the same manners as I'm confronting this person? So maybe I'd be a little bit more gentle and kind in our words and our delivery and the way that we handle situations with that person, because the one thing that we know that we can control is our reaction. That's the one thing we do have control over. So be very mindful of that when you're delivering something like that to talk to someone about conflict and resolution, or conflict and communication, or any of those things like that too. So I've not always been the best at that.
No, me either.
Like, I've had to work very hard on the way that I deliver things, because I am very black and white when it comes to things. Like, there's usually not a gray area with Riley, and I can be abrasive and me not realize that it's coming across abrasive. And so luckily I've had people that were very kind and gracious to me on the receiving end of that say, hey, I don't know if you meant it that way, but that seemed very abrasive. And I'd be like, oh my God, that's not what I meant. So then it like taught me, like, okay, maybe I need to deliver this differently to this person instead of delivering it in a very black and white way. Because that can be sometimes received
as cold,
poorly, or cold, or abrasive, or anything like that. So a lot of it is the way that we deliver things and the way that we deliver our conflict to our person. And
watch tone.
The tone. The tone. Yeah. So
I tend to get a tone.
I do too. And especially like I've been known to have a passive aggressive behavior, and that's something I've also had to work on. And I try to be very, very mindful of that. That is one thing. And because I can shut down, and when I shut down, I shut down.
Yeah.
And I become very passive aggressive. That is something my mother taught me how to do very well.
Thanks, Mom.
My dad is one of those that hits it head on. Like he hits you head on. That's where my bluntness comes from. But my mom is a very passive aggressive behavior type person. So I've had to deconstruct that behavior of mine. And because it was taught, I learned it from home. I've had to understand that not everyone reacts to that behavior well.
Right. Most people don't.
They don't. They don't. It's really a shitty behavior. And I've had to be very honest with myself about that. So
yeah. And you know, one of the things too is I preface, you know, any conversation a lot of times when I'm having them, I try to preface with, this may sound like I have a tone, and I don't, but if I don't say it like very bluntly, because this is usually my tone when I'm talking about it, I'm going to say it the way I need to say it, because if I don't, I'm going to be emotional about it. And I don't want to be emotional right now. I want to get my facts out. I want to make this clear and help you understand where I'm coming from. And it can sound like I'm being aggressive when I'm just trying to hold it together. You know, that's one of the things that people I date know about me. Like if I'm having a conversation with you, it may sound like I have a tone.
Or attacking.
Yes, or attacking, but I'm really just trying to get it out so I don't fall apart in the emotions, because I want you to hear my words. I don't want you to respond because I'm emotional. I don't want you to respond because I'm sad about it. I don't want you to respond because I'm crying. I need you to hear my words.
Yeah.
And so please just listen to me as I say this.
Yeah.
You can take a beat, you can do whatever, but I need to get it out.
Yeah.
And then I'll say what I need to say.
Yeah.
And then it's do you understand? Like, does that make sense? Like, I want to clarify anything that you need clarified.
Yeah.
So you understand exactly where I'm coming from and what I need.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be confusing. And that's the other thing with like being passive aggressive or not having the ability to have those hard conversations is you make a statement, a general, I need you to do, or it would be nice if, blah, 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 or whatever it is, instead of saying, I need you to. Because if you're making these little side comments, and then you're mad that they're not doing it, but you haven't really asked them to do it.
Yeah.
You've made shitty little side comments.
Yeah.
So they may be like, yeah, I ain't doing that. Like, you can't talk to me. No, I'm not doing that, which is also shitty behavior. But it is about being open and honest, and always, I try, and it's one of the things I try to teach people, and it's one of the things we all need to do better at, is listening to someone and having communication, thinking that the person has good intent. A lot of times they are set up for failure. With a conversation or whatever, but instead of, we're like, well, they're just trying to type me, or they're it's, and you make it about yourself, but it's like, no, they have good intent.
Yeah.
Like, the intention behind this is pure. The intention behind this is love. The intention behind this is empathy or caring or whatever it is. It's going to change the way you hear it. It's going to change the way you process it, to know, well, they really didn't mean it like that. Like, the intention behind it was good.
Yeah.
It just came out wrong. Assuming good intent until you know it's not. Again, like if you get to that point where you know it's just bad. Yeah. It's just bad.
If it's repetitive, you know, that it's not. Yeah. I love that. That's a good way to view that, is to change your mindset based on when someone is approaching you, to know that they're coming from a good place no matter what. And that's very deep, to be honest. I mean, like, a lot of times I feel like we go on the defense before we even allow someone to speak. So like you said, we're automatically setting them up for failure, instead of actually just saying, I'm going to be present. I'm going to listen to what they have to say and know that it's with good intent without being defensive.
They're not attacking my character. They're not attacking me. It's something within them that they need.
Yeah. I love that. That's great. I love that.
Well, there you go. Let's just stop there.
I love it.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us on Hey Therapist. For my co-host, Riley DeWitt, I'm Leslie Ross. You can contact us on the website at heytherapist.com or on our socials at Hey Therapist Social. Hey Therapist is an SEOK radio production. and is for your entertainment purposes only. Thank you for joining us. Make good choices.